With allergies, special diets, and more, how do you cook for a gathering these days? Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us is chef, host, and cookbook author Dustin Harder. Hi, Dustin.
Hey, Fred, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. And for those of you watching, I'm getting hungry looking at the table there. You've been working with the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, and you are going to share some universal meals that are designed to please just about everyone. Why is it seemingly more difficult today to cook for a gathering?
Sure. I think a lot of people, a lot of people are discovering they have certain allergies. A lot of people have specific dietary parameters that they're following. And so we design universal meals to keep it as easy as possible, to take that difficult part out of it, to make it an inclusive dining experience.
Well, what are some of the most common food allergies that you
Mm.
kind of have to cook around these days?
Yeah, so we've got the top nine allergens. That's milk, wheat, eggs, fish, shellfish, peanuts, tree nuts, sesame, and soy.
And you can deal with that, I guess. So tell us how you
Yeah.
can deal with that as a chef.
Yeah, absolutely. There's great things you can use, for these holiday foods too. It's all about the seasoning, right? We're using traditional seasonings, things like sage and thyme and rosemary. We're still getting those nostalgic flavors that we love. Something like this pumpkin spice cranberry crisp here. It's a take on a pumpkin pie. We're using all those traditional pie spices, all that good stuff. Instead of eggs, we're using cornstarch or arrowroot to thicken it, give it that luscious, creamy mouthfeel, that bite to it as well. And things like this green bean casserole here, for example, instead of using that dairy-laden cream of mushroom can of soup in the store, we're just making a little mushroom gravy from scratch, thickening it again with that arrowroot or that cornstarch, and then we're mixing it with the green beans, baking it off. So you're still getting those things that you've always had, and you don't even know that the eggs and dairy and all that stuff aren't in it.
And I'm noticing this is mostly plant-based stuff or all plant-based meals. So
Yeah,
tell us
everything's
about
plant-based.
how you can do that and keep the smiles on everyone's faces.
Of course. Well, you got to think about keeping it hearty and satiating and familiar to people, right? So, right here we have this cornbread dressing using a recipe for cornbread that's gluten free, just using a one-on-one substitute for that. Today in the stores, they've got great gluten free flour substitutes for baking. So, we just make the cornbread with that, mix it with some nutrient dense vegetables, some vegetable broth, again, relying on that sage, rosemary, thyme to get those flavors we love during the holiday season. Mixing that up, you've got a dressing. Everyone will love at the table. Things like this. This is a shepherd's pie here made with lentils, and this is taking the centerpiece of the table. So hearty, satiating, delicious, full of lentils and vegetables. Lentils with great fiber, regulating blood sugar. Vegetables that are nutrient dense, but also with that luscious, creamy sweet potato topping on the top. Everyone loves sweet potatoes, and that's giving you that great boost of beta carotene. So we're keeping things very healthful, but also delicious at the dinner table this holiday season. And you're getting the good flavors in here that you love, and you're getting satisfied from it as well.
Really. And when it comes to desserts, can you do that in a healthy way too?
Oh yeah, that's this pumpkin pie over here. I'm calling it a pumpkin spice cranberry crisp because I just took a little spin on it. You could keep this as basic as you want to. You could even use a gluten-free crust that you can get in stores these days and load it with this filling, bake it off like a pie, and then we're topping it off with some oats that have been just crumbled up with some maple syrup in a food processor, and you put that in the oven, you bake it off, you're getting this delicious, delicious dessert that is a little spin on a classic, right? But like I said, you can do the crust, you can keep it classic. I may have missed the mac and cheese over here too, something that satisfies everyone, right? And this mac and cheese here, we've got the pasta in it. Of course, you've got that. But then we did a carrot and cauliflower cheese sauce. So we're keeping it health forward while also giving you that luscious, creamy, decadent bite that you want from the mac and cheese, sprinkled with some gluten-free panko breadcrumbs, a little sprinkle of smoked paprika on the top. So it's really bursting with flavor.
Dairy free.
Yes,
Is it?
all dairy free. All dairy free. Yeah.
What else do you have on the table there? Have we missed anything?
Well, so the only thing I've got left is I've got this shiitake bacon. Excuse me, my headphone popped out. We've got this shiitake bacon here. So shiitake bacon is a great alternative. We've got crispy onions on top of here, but they're gluten free. So you can find those in the store now, gluten free. But say you want to skip the crispy onions, you can do this shiitake bacon. It's thinly sliced shiitake, just tossed with salt and pepper, baked in the oven, comes out nice and crispy. You can put that on top of your green bean casserole, or you can get a little extra, like myself. You could do the crispy onions and put the shiitake bacon on top as well. So you're putting a little spin on a holiday classic that everyone will love. And all of these dishes are void of animal products. They're void of that milk, wheat, eggs, fish, shellfish, peanuts, tree nuts, sesame, and soy, and using simple things too. You think of swaps. Like in here, we're using oat milk instead of milk to mix up all the pie filling, right? We're using that mushroom gravy instead of the cream of mushroom soup. In here, we're using vegetable broth and some mushrooms instead of any meat in there to get that hearty umami pop to it. In here, we're using a little oat milk plus the carrots and the cauliflower to create that creamy sauce. And in here for the potatoes, again, we're using some oat milk in there, and that oat milk avoids all of those 9 allergens as well.
Just amazing. So, where can people go to get hold of some recipes here and tell us more about some of your work? You've got books out too, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we've got all of these recipes are at universalmeals.org, and there's 150 recipes total there that are all void of the top 9 allergens and all plant-based. So you really can create a space for everyone at the table. You know, you think you're going over to a friend's house, a family member's house, you don't know who's going to be there, what allergies they have. It's really nice when you can show up with something and feed everyone. You're like, no, no, they can have it, they can have it, they can have it. Everyone can enjoy it together, right? And something like green bean casserole, nobody really will know at all any of these. They're just going to be satisfied with it. So all of these recipes are at universalmeals.org. And yes, I've got lots of cookbooks out. You can, my latest one is Epic Vegan Quick and Easy, and then also the Power Foods Diet. You can find those at my website, dustinharder.com. But really, if you're looking for these allergen-friendly recipes, it's universalmeals.org. It's going to have you covered, everything you need for the holiday season, and then some to keep you on the path in the new year as well.
Just terrific. Dustin Harder, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a joy to be here.